Hi there, welcome to Don's Workshop. This is part 8 of my Lamborghini Countach build. So last time I got these fenders on and the roof. Now we're going to continue. It looks like I got everything sorted here, so let's get started. Let's see, we got to get these on first. We're getting in the dash here. So I heard something interesting today, continuing with some AI news, that Mr. Zuckerberg is planning on offering lots and lots of money to a lot of the AI developers, researchers, whatnot, to pull them away from the companies that they're working at. Google, OpenAI, Anthropic, just offering them hundreds of millions of dollars because they're looking at it as possibly that like those companies, these AI companies are losing billions of dollars. They're looking at losing billions of dollars in the next years to develop these tools and support, essentially subsidize the use of the tools for the resources for them to actually function. And the idea that the Llama model, he's not been, apparently hasn't been happy with the progress, and he wants Meta to, dominate. So he's supposedly he wants to hire all these experts in their field away from the places that they're currently working. This is interesting, and of course that, as you can see, this is problematic as well. That the idea is like, we're talking offering some, I think they were mentioning like offering some of these researchers $100 million, because even with these companies losing like $1 billion, like 18 billion a year or something to that effect, he still wouldn't be losing as much money. It's just, blowing all that money that Meta has on paying these researchers to work for Meta instead of working for the other companies, right? So that's interesting. It's interesting. It's a little scary too. A little crazy that, these billionaires can just go ahead and get the kind of resources they need to take this stuff over, because as I have thought about quite a bit, is that there isn't really that many people in the world who actually really understand what's going on with these models. So why would a Mark Zuckerberg think that he needs to control this? Now, interesting, of course, is that Meta actually has been making their Llama models available for public use freely. So that is interesting. Now, he might also be looking to just quash some of the competition by making it available freely, and if everyone uses their model, and then the other companies can't make money. And we're always seeing they're not really making money yet. And as I mentioned in a previous, they're trying to get their money. The agents, I believe, are a way of trying to get their money now. you know, I don't know, these billionaires seem to have beefs with each other. I don't know if that's going to end up hindering or helping the situation with the development of these tools. But they are going to be, they are useful. And the question is how soon will they become necessary? Is a case that it is quickly becoming necessary. One could make the argument right now that it's becoming necessary to use an agent to be helping you code, because it takes the load off a lot of the tedious code. Just like I mentioned last time about reporting, like building reports, fixing reports, that's a lot of tedious work some people do every day. And I knew a person who, that's what she would do every day. That was her job. She'd take reports out of the system and she would fix them and send them to the executive. Like, that's what she would do. The reports were in crystal reports, and that was the only way the system would develop or spit these reports out. So every day that was her job. Well, now you could use an AI tool to spit those reports out and take those PDFs in and fix the reports into a format that is more pleasing. So the same thing that's going on with some of the code. Developers that are using it, the AI tools are finding that, I put that the wrong way, are finding that it's extremely helpful to have it be having these agents just write all that like tedious code. Like if you already know, like, this is what you need to write, and then you have tons of like example, like some database fields. Ran into this myself. Like you have a bunch of database fields where, yeah, I would not want to write some insert statements for some of these fields myself. I've done it before. It can be very tedious if you have like 20 some database fields that you need to put the values into the query, because you got to write them in some way, and usually you'd have to hand bomb those. Now you can, if you can copy out the database tables, usually just query out those names, you can get the AI tool to just put it in the right spot. You don't have to do all that stuff yourself. That is the kind of work these tools can do. It can do that tedious work. When you're building something, you don't need to take the shortcut, not put something in, because you know it's going to take a bunch of time to put something in. Oh, this is going to take me like 2 hours to write all this in. I'll just shortcut this, and because we don't really need this information, right? Now you don't really need to do that. You can put the more complete information in there and get the AI to do it. Get the AI to fill in the blanks that you don't want to fill in, and just make sure it's correct, right? I don't know, there's been a lot of argument, I guess, a lot of assumption that all this AI code is going to be garbage and full of security problems. There is no, like, there will be some. There's going to be some, but there was going to be some with people doing the code themselves. You can't tell me that every time these startups would push this stuff out, they weren't just pushing out a lot of slop anyway. At least with the AI, there's a hope that it is more right than usual, because it is based on information that is hopefully right. More information that is right than wrong. So yeah, there's going to be cases where it is going to do that wrong, but there's already plenty of cases where just people do it wrong. people just don't do it right anyway. So now you're going to be able to have, I think, just as much a chance that the code is going to be better as there is code going to be worse. I don't think it's like a set in stone thing that all code is just going to be terrible. Keep trying to figure out which way this one is going here. Is that right? Okay. So that goes over this side. Okay, there's this guy here. Are these even in the right spot? No, there's no way those are the right spot. Yeah, they're not. Okay, so that lines up there. And these are supposed to probably go down here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I know it's going to be a lot of challenges in the coming years over this with all sorts of things. The resources that these AI tools take, like the power, the chips, the skills of like these specialized workers. We're going to need more of these people who really understand how the AI works, and they're going to need to be more hopefully not just working at places like Microsoft and Google and Meta, that they work in regulatory arenas. And maybe we'll get that with some of the job losses that will occur in, I believe, the most likely place that's going to have the most serious effect of job losses with these AI tools is going to be finance. I think finance is going to get hammered pretty hard. I believe the brain drain of people, like skilled, smart people, into finance because of the money has been a detriment to society for probably at least the last 2 decades, where these instead of becoming doctors or scientists, they are doctors, scientists, mathematicians, people that could help research like cancer drugs. They're just making money. They're using their skills with their high math skills and whatnot for just to make money and not to do other useful things for society. So I think those people are most likely to be affected by the job losses. I think this is what is going to happen now. Will they be fine because they already have lots of money? Probably. And maybe it will be a detractor for new people getting into that realm, those kind of jobs, that maybe they will be more willing to look at being, a scientist or a doctor and help society out doing useful things rather than just making money. AI tools because you can just give AI tools like some rules and they're probabilistic, and a lot of work that has been done around stock trading is very heavily probabilistic. So you can just feed the AI the kind of data that you would want to be put in there, and you don't need a whole bunch of people to do that. You just need a couple of people for that, and then the rest is just let the model do the trading. You're going to have a couple of these top people, like maybe they're still going to end up just sticking with it, and they're going to make all this money for those companies that they're working for, or maybe for themselves. But I think it's going to be harder as you end up with some people that will be able to catch the ones that are trying to do that. Or they'll just ban the models altogether. I mean, I think that's still hard to do. I don't know if they'll be able to if that's really feasible to ban it. So we'll see if they can do something like that. Because you're looking at the whole thing where you can have a collapse in the stock market just because the models are trading against each other or trading with each other. They just go, oh, this is down, sell, everybody. Oh, this is selling. Everyone's selling now. I think we saw that. We've seen that before in the stock market where some of the auto trading stuff can go bad. So I don't know I think there was already some rules put in about that. Well, that's where you have like the lockups at certain levels. If things drop 10% and it freezes it or whatever. I don't know if they'll have to add more though. We'll see how things go with the people that are currently in the finance industry, banking and whatnot, making these derivatives and whatnot to trade on, and if they will continue to have jobs, or AI is just going to take their jobs and they're just not going to need those people anymore. And maybe instead of becoming plumbers, people can also become doctors. Like, you don't have to be, that's not the only job available if AI takes some people's jobs. It's not default like, oh, everyone has to be a plumber or an electrician. No, we need lots of doctors still. We don't have enough doctors, and we will need more, and we will always need them. And that's where AI can help the doctors figure out what's wrong, because that's the biggest problem with being a doctor. You get people who lie to you all the time. So at least the AI is not going to lie to you. It might not be correct, but it's not going to just outright lie to you about what's wrong with them. So there we go. That's the front grille there and the fenders. So once again, I talked more about some jobs and what's going on with some of these AI companies and what they're doing with the talent pool that's available in the world today. Also finished the front fenders and just the start of the front grille there, I guess, and got the headlights as well. Anyway, if you would like to see more, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and take it easy.